Well, hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens. This is part 2 of a 2-part recap. If you're like, hey, wait a minute, I didn't hear part 1. Guys, it's because we put out a lot of recaps. Go back and listen to part 1, okay? It's before this one. Bye. Enjoy the show. So Kristen's like, so Buddha, if I remember correctly, you've done a lot of en croûte. How's Massimo's? And he's like, oh, fantastic. 2 hours to make pastry, bake it up, fill it up. Kudos to him. Yeah, Gail's en croûte snuggie doesn't really compare, does it, Gail?
So Patrick, this guy Patrick is like, he likes it. But he's like, well, is it a big
Gail's
dunk?
like the opposite of en croûte. A Gail en croûte is like backwards en croûte, because en croûte is fish wrapped in carbs and Gail en croûte is carbs wrapped in Gail.
I often say Gail's hair is en croûte just because it's so crusty.
We did Gail's 23andMe and it came back and it just said white bread.
So Tom is like, this is like, maybe it's not a big, not a big risk, but since we have an actor here, I'll just say first take. You don't go back and do it again. You hit it on the first take. Am I right? And Tarzan's like, yeah, run out of time. The sun's going down. You got to get the shot. You know, you're about to go into overtime. You don't want to pay those guild dues. You know, the drivers are ready to take you off the set. You're waiting for your rundown, your call sheet for tomorrow. Am I right? Acting.
Yeah. So now they talk about Lana's dish and Tarzan's like, I don't know how into this was, but I don't want every role I get either. And so I'm just going to call this dish what I choose my career sometimes. And that is doing it for the insurance.
Hitting my SAG minimum. That's what I call this.
Exactly.
So I squeeze this pipette.
Yeah. So he's like, love the heart behind it. No pun intended. That was actor pun because there's little hearts here. Okay. But this did bring me back to New Orleans and it reminded me of my mom's fried food, but it sucked. So it turns out my mom can't cook. Okay. If my mom ever made a decent meal, that would be a stunt. How's Tarzan here? Tarzan clocking in.
For me, this just kind of was like a fried pile of cornmeal. Gail, stop talking about your shampoo. We're trying to judge some food here.
It just tasted raw. Well, imagine how the cornmeal felt.
So then, they don't like this cornmeal. And then in the kitchen, Bailey and Cesar are getting ready for, for their food to come out. And Cesar is having some issue with his fish tuiles because they're not cooking. They're cooking too fast on the flat top. So he has to go to a pan and then he has to rush things and some are getting burnt and he's being sloppy and everything's going to shit for Cesar.
Yeah. And so he's pissed. And next up is Cesar and Bailey. So they do think that Bailey's dish is dessert, which is crazy. And Tarzan's like, is this dessert? Wow. Or is it acting like somebody else? God, this dessert is almost good enough actor to know Tommy Cruise.
Did this dessert go to Stella Adler? Because it is really playing a part right now. Wow. It is.
This tiramisu is method.
By the way, he actually has like a very hard time getting over the fact that it's not dessert. He's like, so this is not dessert because it looks like dessert. Like, no, it's a lasagna. Pretty sure it's dessert. It looks like tiramisu. It's dessert, guys. Come on. I'm an actor, but I'm not dumb. It's a dessert, guys. Come on.
And Tom's like, well, I think that's a trick, because it's supposed to look like dessert, but it's not. But why would someone want to eat something that looks like dessert that's not dessert? I mean, come on.
He's like going to call his publicist, what the fuck sort of shows you put me on with the desserts that taste like main meals or the main meals that look like dessert? I don't know what the fuck this is, but get me off it.
These fuckers tried to trick me. Do they know who I am? I'm an actor.
I'm Tarzan. So, Bailey's like, so I made a tiramisu fugazzi. I made a porcini crispelle, a norcina sausage bolognese, bechamel layered in with just a little bit of truffle. And, basically I just made it look like a slice of cake, but it's actual lasagna. Tarzan, are you okay? You seem to be, sneering at me and very angry at the moment.
Bailey's constant pasta is making me crazy. And now I know this isn't pasta. This is crepes. that she's calling a lasagna. But I still just get annoyed that she keeps saying pasta, pasta, pasta. Like, I get it. You work in an Italian. You're like Nomad without the name Nomad, you know?
Constant pasta is all she cooks.
Like, I get it. You work in an Italian restaurant. Fuck. So Cesar's like, this is a miniature CN tower. So your mission is to break through it, fish twill that's on top. And inside you'll find Arctic char. And then you have a secret weapon and it's going to be sauce. And sure, make sure to grab one, but don't do it too fast because I get scared by sudden moves. I don't like stunts. They're scary.
By the way, this is, I think, the first time I've ever heard the phrase, your secret weapon is going to be sauce. How? You're going to break into the CN Tower and you're going to do it with sauce.
Wow. Well, that's handy. Gail's already got some of that secret weapon all over her face. Hey, can someone give Gail the stunt of a napkin?
Here's a stunt, clearing Gail's plate before she's licked every single last scrap off of it. I hope you don't mind bite marks. So,
and Tarzan's like, wait a minute. This is sweet too. Is this sweet? Why is this sweet? And he's like, well, there's a romaine jam in there. Doesn't that sound good? Romaine jam. It's a jam made out of romaine.
What a romaine jam. So then, yes, Tarzan is losing his mind because the thing that looks like dessert is actually savory. And the thing that looks like dinner tastes like dessert. And he's like, I don't understand this. Okay. I'm an actor, but no one told me to prepare for this. Okay. I don't know what sort of response I'm supposed to have. What is the motivation of me right now? This is out of my control.
That's a custard. There's a custard in there as well. So that dish also sounds crazy. So then, now they're talking about Bailey's dish and, they like it. Okay. They actually really like it. And they're like, wow. Tom's like, well, crepes are a little thick and doughy. Are you just going to let that one sit on the table? Listen, everybody, I can't do everything. Okay. I'm up here trying to ask Lucy Ricardo why she ever broke up with that handsome Cuban.
Tarzan, why don't you give it a try? Okay. Your prompt is, this crepe is a little thick and doughy. Okay, Tarzan, go.
I've been in movies. Idiot.
Have you been in a movie with Lena Waithe? I didn't think so. Go back to being stupid.
So Tarzan's like, I felt deceived though. I felt deceived because like one was savory, one was custardy. I just don't get it. So do they like the sweetness of Caesar's dish? And one of the judges is like, no, the oil from the tool melt with the custard. No, it's not good. And Buddha's like, well, the fish was handled nicely. Presentation was great, but it needed some acidity to cut through that sweetness. I didn't really understand that. I would have preferred if the acidity was being lifted by fire created by sunflower seeds that had been rehomogenized with a little bit of natural kerosene.
Instead of having a fish tweel that we break, he should have made a blimp out of fish tweel and it floats over the table and you have to throw tiny forks at it and hope it crashes. That's a stunt.
Well, I'm finding the tweel to be somehow burnt. Yeah, but that's like when Gail was in dance class as a little kid and her tool was almost burnt because of her thighs rubbing together during plie time.
Plie time, more like please get out of here time. So Tarzan's like, hey, I'm a big sweet person. I'm almost as into sweets as I'm into acting. So when I tasted the sweet was like, not sweet. I was like, I mean, the fish was good, but together, I don't know. I don't know what sort of fuckery you people are doing, but on the set of Mission Impossible, the sweet things were sweet and the savory things were savory. And I've had enough of this bullshit.
Wow, actors, huh? I finally found someone dumber than a mixologist. That's something. And he's like, yeah, and I had a different idea of what stunts were going to look like. Did I ever tell you what I pulled off with Tommy Cruise? I mean, that was on the side of a plane, okay? Now you're going to put some ice cream into a fucking fish and I'm supposed to clap? I'm sorry, guys. I need some sparkles in the food, okay? So at least I can say, wow, there's sparkles. There's danger. Watch out.
He's not wrong. He's like, all right, came all the way up here to Toronto to shoot this scene with you guys, and there's not any sparkler anywhere. I just have to pretend that I care that a fish en croûte was made in 2 hours.
Yeah, how was something not like flambéed or something where you light like a little string and it goes bum 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 tss, and then starts the fire? You know, something.
I mean, it just like a flaming Dr. Pepper at this point. Jeez. So, so then in the kitchen, Vinny is making his lasers. This is the first time we actually see his lasers. I love that he decided to do lasers because he's like trying to do a stunt. But when we actually see these lasers, it's like
it's breadsticks.
It's breadsticks.
It's literal breadsticks rested on top of a bowl. Okay. They don't look like lasers. There's nothing lasery about this, but he calls them lasers. Now his dish is actually beautiful. It does look like a very high end.
Starts off beautiful.
Yeah,
yes.
It looks gorgeous. I mean, the artwork of it is just beautiful. It looks really good. But then he decides he needs to do more to make it a stunt. So he has it in a bowl and then it's served on a plate. And then he pours dry ice all over it, all over the plate, which freezes the dish.
Freezes the entire thing. The entire thing. Like the sauce, like, cause the dish, like the two plates are actually melded together cause it's like a bowl with a dish and then there's the bowl under it that has the dry ice and they just freeze together. And meanwhile, Tristan's also using dry ice because his whole thing is that he's going to serve his sauce. And you know how he's like, oh, you have to get to the sauce before it gets too cold. So he's serving his sauce in a bowl with dry ice. And the idea is that if they wait too long to get to the sauce, the dry ice is going to make it too cold and they're going to fail. So he's adding like a ticking clock. But the problem is that he doesn't get to present his food first. So he's just sitting there waiting for two people while his shit just gets frozen over also.
Yes. So Tristan's, you know, they're like, oh my God, that's so clever. A timer went off and we had to get the sauce for the thing. Oh my God, why is my chicken bleeding moose? But let's see. So we get to Shuai.
You start with Shuai first, though.
Yeah, let's start with Shuai. Yeah. So
yeah, Shuai, he actually goes first, which I think the producers did on purpose just to fuck over the two people who used dry ice, knowing that the dry ice was going to mess up their dishes. So Shuai is like, you know, actually no, Vinny starts, but then we have Shuai who then has his turducken, which I still don't understand the stunt here. This is actually this may be the biggest stretch of all. Like there's no stunt here. This is just a turducken.
Yeah. And he doesn't even make it sound like a stunt. He sells his as I'm sticking with my trashy fantasy theme. And they're like, okay. So then, being Gayle isn't a stunt. It's just a sadness. So Tristan is like, yeah, this is Chicken Impossible. It's a chicken wing stuffed with a virus of crab.
A virus of crab and doing sausage and chicken.
So the antidote is American flavored like the Viet Cajun seafood bowl. Okay, so now it's judging time and they can't eat Vinny's. It's like literally frozen. And Tom was like, well, if the mission was to make ice pop out of raw beef, nailed it.
Yeah, and they basically can't eat it, and they try to eat it, and they just can't at all. And Buddha's like, in terms of story, I was blown away. I mean, the lasers. I mean, if he levitated away from the dry ice, it could have been a very, very interesting dish. Or if he just made the dish levitate. Why can't any of these people make these dishes float? That's all I ask for. Floating food.
Yeah, and Kristen's like, well, I want to try it. So does anybody have a piece that's not frozen? So Tom's like, yeah, here you go. And it's rock solid. Gail's like, that is rock solid. I can't. And so, yeah, the Shuai's dish is next. And someone likes the texture, but they think there needs to be more veg or whatever.
Yeah.
And Gail's like, well, that is a well-constructed turducken. We'll say that.
Anyone? Anne Boleyn, you want to get in on this? Okay, hold on. Anne Boleyn says the following. She has no head. I'm sorry. She didn't have any jokes.
She tried moving her mouth, but nothing came out because her voice box is still stuck on her body.
Still more interesting than anything Gayle ever says. Am I right? So then we'll talk about Tristan's. And one thing that happened with Tristan's is his whole stunt of like, you got to get the sauce out of these bowls before like in 30 seconds before it got too cold. But because the dry ice was like going, when they all reach in, did you notice that clearly the sauce was like ice cold and they're all reaching in, like, and they're all like, their fingers, they're like, they didn't want to touch it. They're like freezing their fingers off.
Yeah. So that was kind of a fail, but Buddha thinks it was tasty and textural and well seasoned. And he's like, well, you know what? Patrick says the dish at least had a point of view and was delicious. And the sauce was the best thing we ate today. It was restaurant ready. So they liked his. He got off well again. And then they're like, overall, it was decent, but yikes. So we go to, I like the little judge. We didn't hear much from her, but one of the dishes, she goes, wow, this mission was impossible. What did she say?
Yeah, she's like,
she said something like that. She was cute.
It was impossible.
Yeah. So then we go.
They're also like, guys, we have an actor here, and this is what you served us. Come on. They're so embarrassed.
Well, it wasn't Tom Cruise. You know what I mean? That's what they always do. Well, actually, didn't Jurassic Park, they got Ron, I hate calling her Ron Howard's daughter, but I always forget her name.
Did they? No, I think that she did like a video, but the actress that they got was a minor actress. They've been getting like smaller and smaller actors for these movies. You know?
Yeah, they're not going to get
like
Tom
Charlize
Cruise, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They had Charlize Theron 1 year, but after that, it's been like, here's someone who has a small role in this blockbuster.
Yeah. It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial. Okay, so let's go to Judge's Table. Tristan, Bailey, Massimo, please stay here. You had our favorite dishes of the day. Holler! So, yeah, Massimo goes, this was me running through a wall for you.
They're like, it's you made fish in the pastry. Buddha's like, Massimo, I've done Wellingtons before inside the Top Chef kitchen. It's definitely a hard thing to do, and I thought you did extremely well. Although one thing I did notice about your fish, it wasn't floating. Have you even thought about putting helium in it? Come on now.
Kristen's like, wow, so satisfying, rich, heavy. It was just the savory bomb we expected. And Buddha's like, I felt like it was a stunt double when it came out. Great job. And Tarzan's like, I don't even trust you, Bailey, because I had tiramisu, but then once I got past it, I had to say, whoa, I'm not eating sweets.
How am I going to explain this to Tom Cruise when I already texted him, like, dude, they're serving me tiramisu. You know, you only get one shot with that guy. So Buddha is like, he's like, Tristan, can you tell us more about how you came up with your virus, your chicken mousse virus chicken wing? He's like, yeah, well, there's this Mission Impossible where they had to put a virus into like someone's arm. And I thought, you know what I want to do? I already made chocolate soil last week, so now let me make chicken virus. You know, during this time when we have avian bird flu going around, let's make some virus and put it into a chicken wing.
So then Buddha loved it. He liked it. He liked the story as well. Tom loved the flavors. So it's up to Tarzan to announce the winner. And he's like, as an actor, I would like to say the winning chef today was not Tom Cruise, but Tom Cruise could have played this role. I'm telling you, might have won an Oscar for it if he was dangling off the side of a building while he did it, which I've done with him because I'm an actor. But guess who the win is? I forgot. Line.
And the winner is Massimo for your non-floating fish. And Massimo's like, oh, hey, well, as they say, in hockey, they say you have to learn how to lose before you learn how to win. That explains Gayle's fashion sense. Still waiting for that win, though.
22 seasons in, we haven't gotten to that win. But
wow. So he's basically like, now I'm heating up. I'm on cloud 9. Buddha's like, don't tempt me with a floating cloud. So Kristen, so he wins $10,000 and 2 tickets for you and a guest to go to the premiere of the new Mission Impossible movie, courtesy of Paramount Pictures, where you'll be flown by Spirit Airlines, a new spirit in the sky, Spirit Airlines.
And Tarzan's like, and you're sitting with me. And he's like, oh, God, is Tom Cruise going to be there?
I don't know, but they usually put me at the back of the theater, so they're going to sit with me.
What do I got to sit with this fucking guy? He's going to be sat by the popcorn stand. The hell?
I really want to know if he's going to sit next to Tarzan. Like, I actually want follow through on that, because I think that premiere must be happening this week or something like that. Like, I want to know, did they sit next to each other? Because you can't make a promise like that on TV and not follow through, Tarzan.
Yeah, I guess we'll see where Tarzan lands. So then the other chefs on the bottom are Lonnie, Vinny, and Cesar. Guys, you sucked. Let's talk about it. So Lana, what was the crumble? And she's like, my mom. Love my mom. And so my mom. And then I folded in a little bit of maltodextrin to give that powdery look. And Gail's like, so when you say you cooked that down, was that in a saute pan? And she goes, no, I baked it. She goes, okay, that makes much more sense. You baked it. So you failed. So if this were an egg, would you say that this was a burnt, charred, rubbery egg?
My big problem is that the cornmeal never became hydrated. It's like, you might as well just serve us cornmeal. I mean, was that actually cornmeal? Or was there a stunt here? Was this just, I don't know, Gail's dandruff? Wow, Tom. Didn't see that coming. Good.
Wow. Never became hydrated. What are we? Gail's pores?
Tarzan's like, it felt like the cornmeal was a bit dry and Crunch Sandy, which is funny because I did read for the role of Crunch Sandy in the Captain Crunch biopic that's coming out later this year. But I unfortunately lost to Brendan Fraser. Still a little salty about it.
And Gail's like, the connection between the fish and the fry, I just couldn't get that because they were texturally off. I need more of a connection between fish and fry. That's what I'm asking for.
Gail's favorite song is the Fish Fry Connection from the Muppets. We haven't told you yet that she got the lyrics wrong.
One connection Gail doesn't need more of. The connection between fry and mouth. So Vinny's like, everything was great. I loved it. I had a great time. Nomad makes it. It always works there. And I slowly saw the tartare starting to freeze in front of you. It was like winter at Nomad. Am I right, everybody?
Yeah, watching that tartare slowly freeze in front of you is like realizing your dreams of being the next top chef are freezing up the moment they said, stop cooking hollandaise. I just froze. Didn't know what to do.
And Kristen's like, dry ice can freeze a thin layer of raw beef in 10 seconds, just so you know. I don't know if you learned that in school, but that's what happened.
Tarzan's like, I enjoyed it, the smoke and everything. That was so cool. And I appreciated that your tartare tasted like tartare, not a fucking dessert. But oftentimes in movies, we have the big action stuff, and there's nothing behind it, man. And it feels like that's what happened in this situation. We couldn't eat the dish. It was like an action movie without any substance. Okay.
Tarzan's like, all those movies that aren't Mission Impossible, just all action and no substance. Mission Impossible is all action and no substance. That's the point, sir.
What movies has Tarzan been in that are like full of all the, okay, let's see. His movies, he's been in Mission Impossible, Top Gun Maverick, Tales from the Hood, Call of the Wild. Okay. So, all those movies with all that meaning behind it.
He's like, it's not called Call of the Wild Tiramisu. That's really a lasagna. Okay.
It's not called the lasagna. It's called the tiramisu.
And Gail's like, this dish suffered from the need for some editing. Oh, really, Gail? Someone needs to take their own advice in the wardrobe.
Diana Vreeland told me to tell you that. So, Kristen's like, Cesar, are you surprised to be standing here? And he's like, yeah, my storytelling didn't do so well. I think I got spooked because I had a dream that my rutabaga ate me from under my bed.
It grew through my mattress and tied me down and then started eating me alive. So Buddha's like, well, the turmeric custard, that was overpowering. Am I right? Spiritually, it really touched me. Was there a specific sort of flavor profile of sort of cuisine that you were looking at that you completely missed? Or if the idea for this was a stop and you were on the bus that passed it, do you know what went wrong there? Could you just tell me? Should the bus have been floating above the stop? That's what I'm asking.
And what if a guy was hanging off of the bus, like an actor might be in a Mission Impossible movie? That's right, Tarzan. You're getting the hang of it now.
And so Sarah's like, I was playing off fresh flavors and textures, but I don't know. I guess it just didn't come together.
Oh, so many get jokes about Gayle to be had. I mean, really, you guys just make it so easy for me. It's almost not fun anymore.
I'm literally exhausted with this. I've been trying to pay attention to Rob Goulet covering Beyonce's powerful 18 carriages.
Unfortunately, Gayle ate 2 of the carriages, so we're down to 16.
Gayle's reach extends to heaven.
She eats ghost carriages. It's shocking.
John Denver started crying when the carriages went missing.
She also ate his country road. Now he just goes down country grass. It's so sad for him.
So they do some private judging, and they're like, well, Lana's cornmeal was shitty, but, you know, how was the rest of the dish? And Buddha's like, well, I mean, she tried to create an illusion with the description, but there was no illusion. And Gayle's like, if I ate with my eyes closed, I never would have gotten that. Well, yeah.
Gayle, stop talking about how you sleep. Going to Gayle's house at 3 a.m. She just props her head up on that table and shuts those eyes.
Oh, and Tarzan's like, well, I'm telling you this. I would be upset if I spent a lot of money for that dish. Damn, Tarzan. And then, but thankfully I don't spend a lot of money on dishes because I'm an actor and I generally get them for free or I don't eat them. And Tom's like, yeah, and then we get frozen tartare. Well, they should have served it chiseled. Just like we serve action stars. Am I right, Tom? You should see Tom's abs.
Gayle's like, honestly, that actually would have been a good stunt. So Kristen's like, well, you know, when you can't actually eat a dish, I mean, what do you do with that? Well, I'm afraid that Gayle has never encountered that issue before.
I was going to say, Gayle hasn't met that dish yet.
I mean, give her a rubber tire. Still be bite marks in it.
Gayle would literally eat the dish. So Buddha's like, oh God, it's hard to see somebody fail with dry ice because so many of us really, really rely on that in our daily walks of life. And Gayle's like, I mean, it feels like he was sabotaged in the end by the evil genius who came in and froze everything. Oh, calm down, Gayle. They're just little barbs. I wasn't talking about you. Please just stay dead.
Gayle, stop trying to get cast in Mission Impossible, okay? You're not going to be a movie star. So
now Cesar's dish, Kristen calls it overwhelmingly sweet and confused. And also burnt. Don't forget about that. Burnt.
Everyone's like, yeah, Cesar's dish was disgusting. I wanted to vomit. Gross. And Tarzan's like, I kind of liked it. Actor.
Tom's like, well, for dessert, it's good, I guess. And Gayle goes, but for tartare, it's not Tarzan.
Tarzan's like, wait, it's called a tartare? I thought all this time you guys had just come up with a cool new nickname for me. I was like, hey, I'm Tartar. No. So it's an actual dish.
Buddha's like, well, Buddha's like, well, I don't see where it was going flavor-wise, and I don't see where it was going stunt-wise as well. I mean, where was it going? That was a lost tartar.
Are you guys talking about me or the dish? I'm fully confused.
I admitted that I thought it was a tiramisu. Okay, I admitted that. You don't have to call me a lot.
You don't have to make fun of my face. I know I'm an actor. I know I'm handsome. I'm not dumb. But I am a little confused every time you say tartar. Are you talking about me? Are you shading me? It's not cool, guys. So Buddha, now they have to go to the quick fires because it's like everyone's messed up so much. And basically the track record is that Lana and Vinny did well in the quick fires and Cesar messed up. So ultimately,
this is really saving Lana's ass, I think. Because I think that fish would have been a goner. And it's sad that it's so bad that it's even a question when they couldn't even eat Vinny's. They couldn't even eat Vinny's. And the fact that it's still a question between other people is crazy.
Must have been really bad. Yeah.
Yeah. So Vinny was in the top for his muscle larb. So they're going to keep him. And Cesar, Tom's like, and Cesar was on the bottom and on the bottom. That's double bottom. What are we on Bravo?
So basically, yeah, that's going to seal the deal. So they come out and, chefs, you had to actually conceive this stunt that clearly pulled some people out of their comfort zone. Tarzan over here is still trembling about this whole dessert situation. He's very confused. For the most part, you really didn't deliver neither on the story, the stunt, or the execution of the dish. Kristen? Palma? Kristen?
So Kristen's like, Cesar, please pack your knives and go. Cesar, you've got a chance in hell. You've got a snowball's chance in hell of getting back into this competition, through Last Chance Kitchen. We'll, see you there. It's a great show. I love it.
Yeah. Great show.
It's going to be good.
Yep. I actually watched Last Chance Kitchen, but I will not spoil what happened. But,
I want to know.
Okay, everyone, this is a Last Chance Kitchen spoiler. If you don't want to hear it, you can just end the episode now. And now here we go.
Okay, we're giving you a chance. 1, 2, 3, press stop. Okay,
so here's one thing you have to know about Last Chance Kitchen is that it's a 2-parter, and I didn't realize it. So I just downloaded the most recent one, and it was like, welcome back to part 2. I was like, okay. So Katiana's been killing it before she's killing it. And so this was the finale of Last Chance Kitchen because the winner of this challenge is going to get.
I knew she was coming back. I knew it was.
So it was a best 2 out of 3 thing. So I missed the first part, but apparently the first part she actually lost the first challenge. So then the second challenge was you have to make a perfect bite. So they both make a bite, and Katiana won the second one. Her bite, Cesar did some weird ass shit. He did like a gougere that was filled with blue cheese and white chocolate. He's so deranged. Yeah. And Tom's like, I don't even know what is this? I don't know.
Come on.
He was like, I don't know what the fuck this is. So then it was tied. And so now Tom's like, all right, sudden death. Just make me a great dish. Maybe whatever you want. So Cesar decides he takes zucchini and he spirals it up and he grills it and he does like zucchini, but with blueberries. And it's like this weird funky thing. And then Katiana's like, I'm going to go to a flavor profiles from when I first started cooking. So she decides to make a cauliflower soup with like raisins and there's something else in it. Yeah. Yeah, which I was like, that's oddly safe and also like not what she's really known for. And so her soup, Tom basically said, Katiana, I like what you did here, but your soup is kind of underseasoned. And then with Cesar, he's like, Cesar, your dishes are either really, really good or really, really bad. And so then this one, it's kind of getting there. And in the end, the winner coming back to the competition, Cesar won.
Oh, no, I was wrong. I thought for sure Katiana was going to be coming back.
I was shocked. I thought Katiana, I could not believe it. But she should not have been making a cauliflower soup.
She bumps it at the end, right? She screws it up at the end because I was going to say when she made that weird tofu crumble thing, it was another thing. She's like, well, I like it. I like tofu. So I was like, no, I mean, it seemed like a mistake when she was doing it. And this being like, I'm going to go back to like what I like to make when I first started does not sound like a good.
And Cesar's will definitely seem strange, but it actually looked very beautiful. It looked like a more elevated dish. And like she said that she when she was like a line cook in Vegas, these were flavor profiles that she used when she first started. And I'm like, I get that. That's a nice story, but like don't use, and cauliflower raisins, that all works. That's great. But like,
I feel like I don't know. I wouldn't eat a cauliflower soup in Vegas. That sounds cray-cray.
That's the thing.
That sounds so
We're going
boring.
there this weekend. I will not eat a cauliflower soup there.
Yeah, I've made cauliflower soup, but here's what
delicious.
A lot of garlic, a lot of onion, a lot of cream, a lot of seasoning because the cauliflower is nothing,
You actually need a lot of seasoning, like more than you would think, because otherwise it can go bland. And so I was so bummed. I thought for sure she was going to come back. She was destroying everyone in Last Chance Kitchen, but Cesar just managed to eke by. So
wow, that's too bad. And I like Cesar, but
I love Cesar, but
I don't know. But I just thought she deserved a chance to come back and just. I saw her coming back and then winning it like Kristen did in her season.
That's
she got kicked off, and then she got kicked off. She came back and won the whole thing. Oh, well, I guess it's not going to happen. That's too bad.
It is too bad. It's a real shocker.
But good for him. At least he's a sweetheart, and he has done some really cool creative stuff, but he's just also had some crazy missteps. I mean, I don't know.
I feel like I want him
the second dish you described, I would kick him off just for that.
Yeah, it's like I want him, like I like that he likes being bold, but I also kind of want him to maybe just rein it in a little bit, because he's clearly talented and he's gotten better and better over the course of the season. And it's cool that he thinks outside the box, but just don't assume that every single outside the box thing works. It's kind of stop wasting all of our time,
Well, yeah, out of the box is okay, but it's when people are trying to be wacky just to be wacky, It's like Janet being like, I love Dave and Buster. You're just trying too hard,
I was not expecting that comparison. But true.
Yeah.
Oh, well. So that's the news.
Oh, well, that sucks. But also good for Cesar, So I guess we're going to see next. So how many episodes are left? Probably just a few, right?
I think probably 2 or 3, because they said next week is the semifinals, I think, or going into the I don't know. Or it's the battle for the semifinals. I think there's 6 people left, right? There's 6 people left, but then it's
with
go
Top Chef, with the Top Chef, they'll be back up to 7. So,
but they'll probably do a double elimination.
So it'll be probably 3 weeks left. Do you think?
I think it's gonna be about 3, unless they make the finale a 2-parter. We'll see.
Yeah, it's usually 12 episodes, I think.
Yeah, only because we're about to get our summer turnover. So in June, all the new shows are kicking in. You got Real Housewives of Miami. You've got Next Gen New York City, a new Below Deck. So Top Chef is gonna start winding down now, and they'll probably be done by, I would say, the first week of June.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, everybody, we'll be here no matter how long it goes.
We will.
We'll be here, and tomorrow we'll be back with Love Island. Not Love Island. God damn it. We will be doing Love Island in June. Speaking of, but Love Hotel and Below Deck tomorrow. So join us, and we'll talk to you then. Thanks for being here.
Bye.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
It's always a party on Allison Block.
Our way is the Amber way.
It's the Foster and the Furious. It's Amanda Foster.
She can run my country. It's Angie McGovern.
It's always automatic with Ashley Auto. Put your hands together for Carly Clapp.
Get on the right foot with Chrissy Offit.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela Etchels.
We never miss her call. It's Diane Call.
Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas.
Hava Nagila Weber.
You'll never hide from Heidi Eleanor Jones.
I go, you go, we all go for Hugo.
Jamie, she has no last namey.
She's our kind of mess. It's Jennifer Messer.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's our favorite streamer, Caroline Peacock.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Get a bee in your bonnet with Lacey B.
Bringing the funk, it's Leslie Plunkett.
She gets an A from us. It's Lindsay D. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. Fresh as a daisy, it's Maisie McHenry. We love her on the rocks. It's Melissa Cox. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
This is Living with Michelle Vivian.
I love ya, Olivia Williamson. Tastier than Flanderson, it's Rachel Manderson.
She sure is swell. It's Raquel.
Yes, we canna, it's Savannah.
Cast a spell with Shannon Spellman.
Let's share with Sharon Eldridge.
The Bay Area Betches. Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
She's VVIP, it's Amanda V. Can't lose when you're with Amy Baldwin.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Let's go into the woods with Guy Tubbs.
Who, what, why, where, and Gwen Pentland.
It's our queen, it's Queen Laifa.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
Hail the Cork Master, the Master of the Cork, Jennifer Corcoran. We got our wish, it's Jen Plish.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo.
She gets an A, it's Kelly B.
We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
We're ride or die for Lisa Ryder Barron.
She's a whiz, it's Liz Sarthy.
Always killing it, it's Lola Alkalani.
The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
She eases our woes, it's Melissa St. Rose. We're on the floor with Molly Dorsett. There's a chance of meatballs, it's Rebecca Cloud.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke. Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
It's always a good time when you're wasting time with Bravo.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.